Hello, dear friends. As I step into this new role as District Superintendent for the St. Lawrence District, let me first say what an honor it is to serve you all in this next season. God first called me into ministry when I was just 16 years old, and from that moment on, He's led me one step at a time. Each season, each new assignment has been an invitation to join Him in what He was doing and trust Him more deeply. I've often not fully felt ready or equipped for the tasks that He's given me, but I've always tried to say yes. And so today, I once again say yes to God, to the work He is placing before me, and to this new season that we are entering together. So, what is this next season about? Well, in 2024, the Alliance Canada embraced a bold vision to double our reach by 2034. At our recent district conference, this vision was affirmed as something that we want to contextualize and pursue here in Quebec. And I truly believe that we're stepping into a critical time for the future of our district. The decisions we make now will shape what's to come. They will determine whether we remain relevant and whether we fully embrace the mission God is calling us to. But to get there, we may need to think differently. We may need to take bold steps of faith that we've never taken before. So we'll need to surrender our preferences and what makes us feel secure, whatever that may be, so that we can follow Jesus into the unknown. Rethinking familiar models of church and ministry, and adopting the position and the posture of the Apostle Paul, who became all things to all people, so that by all possible means, some might be saved. And yes, I know this way of thinking can feel uncomfortable, but we need to remember two things. First, the safest place we can be is always in the center of God's perfect will, aligned with His heart and led by His Spirit. And second, God knows us. He knows the reality of our churches. He knows what we have to offer, our few loaves and fish. But He also knows what He brings to the table, and that is more than enough. So where do we begin? Well, as I consider what it will require for our Quebec Alliance family to double our reach, there's much to be done. But to begin with, I propose that we focus on a few key priorities that will lay a strong foundation for what is to come. So first, as part of the district's new strategic plan that was approved at district conference, there's a self-evaluation tool for churches based on the growth drivers outlined in the national vision. So I'll be in touch shortly with more details, but I urge the leadership of each church to set aside time in the near future to engage with the questions in this evaluation. My hope is to begin meeting with each church as soon as possible for a debrief of the evaluation and to consider together next steps for positioning each church for success. And second, I want to ensure that we prioritize prayer in our district, creating spaces where we can gather as a district family to pray together, to seek God's heart for Quebec. One example is our ongoing bi-weekly prayer times, where we lift up the needs of our churches. There's also a new national prayer initiative that we are being invited into. Some more details for this will be coming soon. And then lastly, I want to offer regular opportunities for learning where pastors and churches can think about different realities that are shaping our communities, and then explore how best to respond as the church. Ultimately, we just want to join God more intentionally in what He is already doing all around us. To end with, here are a few personal thoughts. First, I know that I'm not a pure laine Québécois, but did you know that I'm actually 50% Québécois? My mother's last name is Cassette, and she can trace her roots back here to Quebec. I grew up eating tourtière and sugar pie, and I may not have been born here, but I believe God brought me to Quebec, in part to reach my mother's people with the gospel. And just in case it isn't obvious, I'm not Kenzo, or Michael, or Francis, or Ivan, or my late father-in-law, Jess Jesperson. Each of these former district superintendents had their unique strengths and voice. And now I'm choosing to trust that what I bring, my strengths, limitations, and personality, is what God can use in this next season for the good of the district. I also want to thank Kenzo, who 8 years ago took a risk and invited me to join his team. I'm so grateful for his support throughout our time together. I've learned so much, and I know that all of it will serve me well moving forward. And of course, I want to thank my wife, Lori Lee, for all that she has been to me over our 37 years together, and for saying yes to this new adventure. I love you, and I'm so grateful to walk this journey with you. In closing, this role will not be without its challenges. So I humbly ask for your prayers for Lori Lee and me, for our family, and for our district team, as we seek to follow God and serve all of you with humility and faithfulness. I believe this is an incredible time to be a part of the church. The mission God has entrusted to us isn't just a task, it's an invitation to join Him on an adventure. Will you join me? May God bless you all.